Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 188. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In the previous episode, we listened to the Leela connected to the commencement of Guru Purnima Puja and Sri Sai Maharaj Arati at Shirdi through Nulkar by Sri Sai Baba. Surprisingly, the Guru Purnima Puja was done to the pillar at the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Sri Sai Maharaj threw light on this topic to Swami Sharananand thus. There is a cellar under the pillar and a tunnel that leads to Gurusthan and Chavadi. Gurusthan is the abode of my Guru. So, those who light incense stick and implant the floor with cow dung paste at this spot on Thursday and Friday will receive abundant blessings and all their desires will be fulfilled. Thus, Sri Sai Baba talked about the glory of Gurusthan. So, by instructing Nulkar to worship the pillar, Sri Sai Maharaj has indirectly engaged Nulkar to worship his Guru's abode, that is Gurusthan, as the pillar symbolically represented Gurusthan and the cellar under it leads to his Guru. Sri Sai Maharaj willed that the Arati must commence through Nulkar. Until then, none were permitted to perform this ritual to Sri Sai Baba. Nulkar held the earthen lamps on both his palms and performed the Arati. While he was doing this at Dwarakamai, few devotees were present there and were blessed to witness this most divine sight. One of them was Dada Kelkar, that is Hari Vinayak Sate's father-in-law. This Dada Kelkar had once requested Sri Sai Maharaj to permit him to worship, reckoning him as Lord Shiva, whereas the permission was denied by Sri Sai Baba. One night, Dada Kelkar brought all the puja materials and came to Dwarakamai along with Megha to offer his worship. But he was chased out of Dwarakamai by Sri Sai Baba. Still, he tried at many occasions to offer his worship to Sri Sai Maharaj. He was aware of the significance of Guru Purnima and desired to offer his worship to Sri Sai Baba. Omniscient Sri Sai Baba, though aware of the willingness of Dada Kelkar to worship him, gave the opportunity to Nulkar. Everyone might ponder the reason behind this. Of course, it is impossible for simple souls like us to find out the basis or motive behind every action of the Supreme God. But connecting the dots of the events that took place in Nulkar's life, we can analyze few reasons that validates the decision of Sri Sai Maharaj. Regarding who is eligible to do the Arati, a popular case study has to be referred to. This is one of the most vital and noteworthy case that was lodged at Pandharpur court regarding the holy Pandharpur temple. Nulkar, being the judge of Pandharpur court, gave a historic judgment to this case and subsequently resigned his job. Nulkar said, "As I have been blessed to give judgment to the most sacred Pandharpur temple case, I consider that as one of the greatest blessings in my life, and then want to continue my profession, listening or giving judgment to any case related to the material world. Hence, I put an end to my career here." He decided to take complete refuge at the holy feet of Sri Sai Maharaj and came to Shirdi. Nulkar gave a very fair and appropriate judgment related to the Pandharpur Arati case. Hence, as a mark of appreciating his remarkable service, Sri Sai Maharaj had given him the greatest opportunity of performing the first Arati to him at Shirdi. Isn't this incredible? While Nulkar was engaged in the ritual of performing puja and arati, Shama was beside him and Dada Kelkar was witnessing this great splendor and immediately sent a messenger to inform Tatya Kote Patil, who was engaged in the farming activities in the field, to bring the necessary puja articles to perform puja to Sri Sai Maharaj. Meanwhile, through Shama, Sri Radhakrishna Mai also got the same message. As we all know, Sri Radhakrishna Mai always had the desire to perform puja to Sri Sai Maharaj with all the Shodacha Upachara and Ashta Upachara, that is 16 and 8 types of services. All these years, they were not permitted to do any ritual. Now, having heard that Arati is being performed, they all ran in excitement towards Dwarakamai with all the puja articles. Radha Krishna Ai gave the puja articles to Dada Kelkar and told him to perform Arati. Thus, another Arati was done to Sri Sai Maharaj. Who will not marvel at this divine sport of Sri Sai Maharaj? He, the most compassionate one, willed to pour his benevolence upon his Ankita Nulkar. Hence, sent a messenger to bring Nulkar, and in the guise of worshipping the pillar, the puja was performed to Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj. Then it continued with the Arati celebration, which ended in a puja that was performed by the masses. Thus, the longing of the devotees of performing puja and arati was commenced, having Nulkar as an instrument on that auspicious day, and it turned to be a greatest blessing for all. From that year, the Guru Purnima celebrations began in Shirdi, and every year the devotees flood to Shirdi to worship their most revered Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj with great splendor. The importance of a Guru has been appropriately explained in the 17th chapter of Sri Sai SATCHARITRA by Hemat Panji. At Shirdi, Guru Purnima is celebrated 3 days as organized by Shirdi Sai Sansthan. On the first day, Akhanda Parayan, that is reading the Holy Scripture, Sri Sai Satcharitra, throughout the day takes place. The reading is done in Marathi language, hence those who are familiar with the language take part in the group reading. Eligible devotees must enroll their names with the Sansthan. There are 52 chapters in the book, hence 52 names of the devotees that are willing to participate in this reading will be written on chits and will be placed inside a bag. As the reading will be in the chronological order, whichever devotee's name is picked up, that devotee will do the reading of the concerned chapter. This is the first day program, and the second day is the main day on which the Guru Purnima festival is celebrated. The chariot procession takes place. Then The third day, the Gopal Kala ceremony and Dahi Handi is done according to this festival. An earthen pot with yogurt or butter is hung from a great height, and a group of boys and young men form a pyramid consisting of different layers trying to break the clay pot. This is inspired by the childhood events of Lord Krishna. Then Rudra Abhishek in Shiradi is performed. Thus, the Guru Purnima festival comes to an end. As we all know, Sri Sai Baba's Arati is a daily ritual and is performed 4 times at all the Shiradi temples with the accompaniment of music with great devotion by all the devotees. Let us now listen to the interesting and most significant judgment given by Nulkar. This also became a big turning point in his life. While Nulkar was the judge in the Pandharpur, he listened to the hearing of the case related to the Pandharpur Sri Vittal temple. This is in connection to who is permitted to perform the Arati in the temple. 2 sects of people from the Brahmin community were serving Lord Vittal as priests in the Pandharpur temple. They were known as Badave and Utpat. They had exclusive ancestral rights over the performance of puja rituals in the temple. Badaves had the rights to conduct puja for Pandurang, that is Vittal, and the Utpats claimed to have the right to perform puja to Rukmini Devi. The Badaves cannot perform puja to Rukmini Devi and the Utpats cannot perform puja to Vittal. This was centuries old tradition, and the monopoly rights to take the earnings of the temple was also only in the hands of the Badaves and Utpats. The cold war that prevailed between these 2 sects was the root cause of all the problems and issues that prevailed at Pandharpur. These priests were very dominating and gave lots of trouble to the devotees. In fact, most of the devotees of the Vittal Rukmini Mandir are from the Varkari community, and they have a great social and political significance in Maharashtra and few other parts of the country. They don't believe in caste-based discrimination. These Varkaris are religious movement that go on foot every year to have darshan of Lord Vittal. These are mainly devotees of the great saints such as Tukaram, Jnaneshwar, Namdeo and many others. Over 10 lakh Varkaris visit the temple on Ashada and Kartik Ekadasi every year. Though the Varkaris were majority in number, they did not oppose the priest community with the good intention of not breaking the age-old tradition of the rituals, whereas the Badaves and Utpats discriminated the devotees based on caste and never allowed the so-called untouchables to enter the temple. The Varkaris faced untold problems owing to the rude behavior of the above said sects of people. Hence, a case was lodged in the court of law, which pleaded permitting even a layman to be allowed to perform Arati to Vittal, as the right to worship the deity is common to all humankind. Saint Jnaneshwar was a great poet, philosopher and a yogi of the Varkari tradition. He was permitted to worship the deities at Pandharpur Vittal temple as he belonged to the Brahmin community, whereas great poet saints like Tukaram, Namadev, Chokamela belonged to various communities which are termed as lokas. In fact, the Purana speaks volumes of their experiences in which the Lord played innumerable divine sports in their day-to-day life. The Lord disguised himself in the form of servant and had served these fervent devotees at various occasions. Such was their devotion towards the Lord. Still, they were not permitted to enter the temple by the Badaves and Utpats because they belonged to the so-called Lokas families. These instances are quoted to highlight the domination of those two sects of the Brahmin community priests. Isn't this absurd? The Lord is pleased with the devotion and had showered His benevolence and grace upon those great poet saints, whereas they are not permitted to even enter the temple to have the darshan of the Lord, and none could do anything about it other than complying by the decision of the two sects. This portrays the authority of the two sects of priest families. Hence, this case is of great significance owing to its sensitivity. Obviously, the expectation of the public on the judgment of this case was also very high. This was indeed a very challenging case for Nulkar. Moreover, during those years, many temples were under the control of the dominant classes. Hence, they denied permission to the Lokas communities to enter the temples. As the society was split based on caste, the discrimination was prevalent everywhere. Hence, the upper caste society expected the judgment of this case to be in their favor. Whereas, Nulkar is a very straightforward, stable-minded, inquisitive, possessed great analytical skills and kind-hearted person with clear conscience. So, after making a thorough study of this case, he gave the most awaited historic judgment which says, even a layman has the right to perform arati to Lord Vittal and Sri Rukmini Devi, and it is not an ancestral right only for this dominating priest community. This was a great shock to everyone at Pandharpur, as they never expected such a judgment. The priest community always felt that the temple belongs to them, and the same has been implanted by them in everyone's mind. So, even the people thought this court case will not make any difference in their lives. Whereas the judgment was a big blow to the dominant class and a welcoming surprise for the deprived. Thus, the power of the priest community came under control. In fact, in the recent past, say in the year 2014, the High Court gave a judgment on a case related to the above subject that was connected to permitting women and people that has learned the Vedas from the deprived communities as priests in Pandharpur temple. Therefore, the judgment given by Nulkar holds a greater significance that even after a century, it stands as a backup for the recent judgment. The Vittal Rukmini Temple Trust has appointed the women from the Lokas group as temple priests. This is considered as the greatest historical development or revolution in the state of Maharashtra. After giving judgment to this case, Nulkar came to Shiradi with his family, and he had just one request to Sri Sainath Maharaj. That was, Baba, I should not go anywhere out of Shiradi. I have given a judgment to a case that was related to Lord Vittal Rukmini Temple at Pandharpur. And after writing a judgment to the Lord's case, I don't want to take my pen to write a verdict to any other mortal's case, and I beseech your blessings to fulfill this wish. Which means Nulkar has decided to quit his job and wish to take refuge at the holy feet of Sadguru Sainath Maharaj forever. Hence, he is seeking his grace while he has come for darshan with his family. Omniscient Sri Sai Maharaj is the inner ruler of all, and not even a leaf will move without his consent. So all these chains of activities are happening as ordained by the great Lord. Sri Sai Maharaj, knowing the past, present and future of Nulkar, blessed him thus. Allah will fulfill your desires. Devotees, as assured by Sri Sai Maharaj, Nulkar was stationed in Shiradi, never left the place until his last breath. Sri Sai Baba gave this boon to Nulkar as he was aware that Nulkar will attain Sadgati in Shiradi soon. Nulkar wanted to hear Sri Sai Maharaj's opinion on the judgment given by him at Pandharpur court related to Lord Pandarinath temple. When Nulkar narrated the case history and the judgment for it, Sri Sai Maharaj acknowledged the judgment by saying, "It's a good and fair verdict." Thus, Sri Sai Baba emphasized that all are one in the assembly of God and was against the discrimination of people based on caste and supported the thought that everyone has equal rights in worshipping the Lord. So, getting back to the original thread, Nulkar was entitled with the blessings of performing the first Arati to Sri Sai Maharaj after he gave this judgment to the Pandharpur case and surrendering completely at the holy feet of Sri Sai Baba. Now, the listeners might have got the gist of the sequence of events happening in Nulkar's life. We have understood that Nulkar is a spiritually elevated soul. There are some testimonies to this fact. Let's contemplate on those now. It was Nana Sahib Chandorkar who urged Nulkar to go to Shiradi and have Sri Sai Maharaj's darshan. So, Nulkar would often write letters to Nana. On 27/1909, he wrote a letter. This reminds of one of the dohes of Kabir, which states, "The grace of the Lord will be upon a person only when there is a spiritual movement." The content of the letter is based on one of the routines that Sri Sai Maharaj would do at Dwarakamai during his sojourn in Shiradi. He always had a small pouch and that had few coins. Whenever he was not surrounded by people, he would take the pouch, pick up the coins and rub them on the floor, muttering, "Nana che, Nana che, Kaka che, Kaka che." When literally translated, it means this belongs to Nana, this belongs to Nana, this belongs to Kaka, this belongs to Kaka. While he is doing it, by chance, if anyone else would enter Dwarakamai, immediately Sri Sai Maharaj will pretend as if nothing was happening there and quickly put the coins in the pouch and hide them. The essence of this is Sri Sai Baba desires that all the bad karmas of Nana should be annihilated. Likewise, the bad karmas of Kaka Sahib Dikshit should be destroyed. The coins are worn out as they were rubbed frequently on the floor. So, the Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj had immense love for these two devotees, Nana Sahib Chandorkar and Hari Sitaram Dikshit. Hence, in order to relieve them from their bad karma, he kept on rubbing the coins and was ever engrossed in their thoughts. Nulkar has personally witnessed this, and hence he has understood the significance of this activity of Sri Sai Maharaj. If the divine manifestation on earth, Sadguru Sri Sai Maharaj, is always in their memory and keep rubbing the coins, uttering their names as Nana Che, Kaka Che, then none can imagine the store of past merits, the karmic ties they had with Sri Sai Baba. What an immense grace that could be for those two. Is there anything more one can long for in their life? Isn't this the greatest blessing of all? Thought Nulkar. So, with an yearning in his heart, he wrote a letter to Chandorkar dated 27/1909 that says, "You might have done great merits in your past to have got a guru like this in this life. because always Sri Sai Maharaj utters the names Nana, Nana, Kaka, Kaka. What a wonderful blessing this is for you both. Reading this letter, Nana Sahib Chandorkar replied to it, in which he quotes a beautiful dohe of Kabir Das. What is the spiritual import that this dohe has, and what was the mutual love that prevailed between Nulkar and Sri Sai Maharaj, and the Leelas connected to these will be discussed in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.